AskReddit by OKCam6532. Men, what inquiries have you hesitated to pose to women due to embarrassment, yet are curious to know? What do you pretend to dislike because of societal conventions, but actually want or like? Honestly, granny panties, them threads are the only thing that's 100% cotton nowadays for women in a jungle of polyester nylon thongs. Are horses really that cool? I can't explain it, but I was a major horse girl in my early teens, to the extent that the whole wall surface of my bedroom was completely covered in pictures of horses. I learned to ride, I drew horses, I dreamed about having my own horse. I knew all the breeds. At the same time, I realized they're weird, messy animals, and they are at least as goofy as they are elegant and majestic. I've chilled out about horses now, but I'd still jump in a saddle given the slightest opportunity. Horses are just cool. Shrug. I'm supposed to think all newborns are the cutest, most adorable thing ever, but honestly, up until about 1-2 years old, babies look like angry potatoes to me. My son looked like a wrinkled old man when he was born. Just ask my FWB what it feels like to be cummed inside. She said it doesn't really feel like much. Don't know what I expected, tbh. I can usually feel a little warm rush if I'm really paying attention. Is a lack of self-confidence really that big of a turn-off? For me, it really depends. If you're not confident in yourself and you try to throw pity parties all the time, that's annoying and gets old real fast. If you're not confident in yourself and it manifests itself in the form of judging or tearing down others, aggressive outbursts, or making fun of me and my hobbies, that's a relationship ender. But if you're not confident in yourself and you're just a little shy or unsure because of it, that's fine, it can be worked on. Doesn't it really bother you to have a thong riding up your ass crack? I have a wife, but she says she's kind of indifferent to it. Follow up. For the girls who wear string bikinis, doesn't it feel like you're basically naked at the beach or at the pool? I'm not judging, but don't you want to feel like you can relax and swim without everything coming undone or have your boobs pop out? I hate it. Some of us can wear thongs and say it's the most comfortable thing ever, and a lot of us find it profoundly uncomfortable. What's it feel like to work out in those super duper short shorts? It's impossible for me to wear them because stuff would hang out, but it must be pretty comfortable. It depends on if they're bike shorts or just short. The bike shorts are okay, but hell can't work out in looser ones, since ironically they just go everywhere and risk exposing my undies. For everyday wear, though, the loose but shorter shorts are very comfortable. Also, it depends on if you're just running or using actual equipment. There's nothing worse than sticky thighs on leather. Actual question about periods. If you're a twin, will you and your twin start your period in life at the same time? I understand there are plenty of environmental factors that also play into it, but I'm thinking of several pairs of twins that I knew growing up, that it was a curiosity, but obviously something I would never bring up. Follow-up question. If you do start your period at the same time as your twin, will you likely be on the same schedule until you move out separate? And for how long after that? I am an identical twin. My sister got her period about 3 months before me. I don't recall ever syncing with her either. I suppose the environment had a bigger factor. Are skirts as comfortable as they look? When it's hot, warm out and chafing isn't an issue, yes, although if it's too short, having to be careful not to flash people is annoying. Lol. Ladies, why do you smell everything when you are deciding if you want to buy it or not? Identifying the quality of the material. Well, I've always wondered about women's perspectives on certain aspects of daily life, like how they navigate career challenges or their thoughts on certain hobbies. It's not about gender stereotypes, just genuine curiosity about their unique experiences. What are your thoughts? It's definitely a real thing that some men feel the need to make women prove their interest in a mutual hobby. There's a skepticism which implies that women only pretend to be into hobbies outside of classically feminine ones to garner attention to seem different. In terms of career challenges, it's hard when women are expected to balance a fine line of being kind but not a pushover, to act in a way that commands respect but is not aggressive. Being in the legal field, some men see my appearance and have a knee-jerk reaction to doubt my logical abilities by scrutinizing the things I say much more than other men and or ignoring me. It sucks. I wonder what it feels like to be automatically trusted, taken seriously, respected just by virtue of having testicles. Can you tell if we faked it? No need to fake it. I never have. Sometimes stress or any number of things means it's just not going to happen this time, and that's alright. As long as we both had fun, it was a good encounter. I've always wanted to see online dating from the female perspective. Aside from hundreds of likes you get and can't scroll through them all, what do you really want, look for, etc? What makes you swipe right? Is it really that bad in terms of messages? I've never done online dating but have to echo the comments valuing honesty. Just looking for hookups? Totally fine, but please say that. Looking for a committed relationship? Also fine, please say that. Something I've noticed on profiles friends state with me as part of their own dating adventures is that many men have a whole bio that's basically just outlining all the various wants and needs they have in a partner. There's value in that, but phrasing is everything. Too many times it reads like the guy thinks he's God's gift to humanity. What are you bringing to the table, bud? Same does go for women. I cringe when I see women's profiles that say shit like must be 6 tall, must make 6 figures, etc. It's just gross. Do you prefer cut or intact and why? Edit. I'm asking this assuming you like the guy the dick is attached to and the dick itself is clean. I prefer clean. Cut or intact isn't a big deal, clean is. I always wondered about women's fashion. Like for as uncomfortable as I tend to get with my stomach midriff showing, I noticed a lot of women's fashion seem to design for that. Is it purely a fashion choice or is it something to do with comfort? For me personally, crop tops work with my body type. I have a shorter torso, so crop tops don't make me look smaller than I already am and would in a longer or oversized shirt. Also, they're nice to wear in the summer to keep cooler, and honestly, they make me feel like a hottie, too. I didn't pretend to dislike it, but I did deny myself the color pink for a very long time because I truly used to irrationally think I wasn't girly enough for it, even after having grown up playing with Barbies until the age of 13. One day, I was just like, fuck it. I'm allowed to like what I want. I don't have to be girly. What is all this even? Also, tattoos. I feel used to think it was unprofessional and I'd never get any, or some odd thing, and now I can't get enough. It's something that will drop dead me. I am always incomplete or when I see someone head to toed. It's blinding. I describe the feeling as not being able to see anything else. Even just talking about it ignites this fire in my heart. Lol. Lolololol. Hi, I have the unfortunate circumstance that I am the 5th guy who has come up to you today to try and have a conversation. The 4 dudes prior were cheese bags looking for nothing but cheddar, and here I am wanting to create a fromage business with both of us. How can you tell that I am different from the other 4 men that came before me? I'm genuine and want to create a long-lasting fromage business between the 2 of us, but at first glance, I am just like the 4 prior cheese bags. Show genuine interest in what you're asking and in my answers. Keep asking engaging questions instead of talking about yourself, because the 4 other guys probably just sat and talked themselves up until I managed to get them to leave. An example is you see me holding a book. Ask me what it's about. Have I read it before? How am I liking it so far? Have I read anything else by that author? Oh, what's that? You'd love to get my number so you can ask for more recommendations when you have more time? Absolutely. I look forward to our next conversation. Weirdly specific one, but I'll bite. Let's say you are seeing a hypothetical guy. He has his shit together, and you find him otherwise compatible. When the situation is appropriate, he admits he had a crappy childhood because his mom was schizophrenic. He's had, or is currently in, therapy addressing it, and he doesn't blame his mom for it, since that's clearly out of her control, but he still carries some emotional scars from it. Would that revelation in itself be a red flag, or would the fact that he'd made it a point to get his shit in order before dating mean it wasn't that big a deal? I'd say this is actually a green flag. Just who exactly is Victoria, and what is her secret? Her secret is that she's actually an old man who lives in Ohio. I've worked with a number of people, usually older women, that are super nice to your face but talk mad shit behind your back. What's up with that? Like, doesn't that just make work suck? Those are called mean girls and we aren't friends with them. So I've asked my friends, all of us are 21, this before, and they gave me answers like Walmart or the dog park, so hopefully I get better advice. What is the best place look for? Ask out women with the intention of finding one to start a serious relationship. I've no interest in casual relationships, hookups, and would like to avoid places where people go to seek that sort of thing. Side question: what's a good way to ask out a girl? I think finding a club group that does something you like, intramural sports, rock climbing, knitting, whatever, is a good way to meet people you have something in common with. In my experience, genuine relationships start with shared experiences. Friends, all of my close friends' partners were met through friend circles. As a woman, I will state a fact more men should know. Our nipples get itchy sometimes, just like yours. Can I please scratch myself without having guys thinking it's sexual? My boobs aren't my clit. I'm not getting aroused by this. I just want to scratch myself in peace. Why do you all hang out in the shitter together? Of all places? Well, my experience may be different because I'm from a third world country, but many girls get raped, sexually assaulted going to or in toilets, because it's usually isolated area, no CCTV etc. Even at my all-girls school, so we were always taught to bring at least one other person along for safety from a young age. How do you shed so much but somehow never go bald? I have literally had vacuums nearly choke themselves to death on how much hair you guys shed in a single run. I have pulled a single hair and somehow took out half the wood chips in a garden because of all the hair gathered in there. I swear I could make a full wig out of the stuff in the shower drain alone, and ended up picking hair out of places that I can't even figure out when the last time a girl was even near. I somehow found hairs as long as my arm stuck to me when I haven't even talked to a girl in a week yet. Somehow you guys never seem to go bald, so I just got to ask, how is that even possible? And on that note, how the heck do you guys not have stray hairs all over yourselves all the time? I think it's just more noticeable because it's longer. I've worn my hair very short before, literally used clippers for the back of my hair, and I probably shed just as much as I did with long hair, but I didn't notice it as much because it was so short. I do get stray hairs on my hoodies and shirts, but it's less likely right after I've brushed my hair and gotten the loose ones out. I have asked almost every woman I have been in a relationship with to describe a sexual fantasy they have to me, but they have all pretty much been met with giggles and I don't know responses. Are female fantasies a taboo subject? Could be considered taboo, depending on the fantasy, but I think it goes deeper than that. We don't want to lose face or have our partner look at us differently. There could be things we like to watch, but may not want to try in real life. A lot of us overthink when asked questions like this. Start playing out your reaction and worst case scenarios.